people, welcome to another episode of Grand Football TV. How are we doing? Yes, the Champions League, it is back. It starts today, guys. It is back. So what we're doing today, we're just going to look at all the Grand Football panel and see what we have predicted for the Champions League. Basically, what we have done is just pick 3 teams that we think will go the farthest in the Champions League, or who you think would at least win it, if you know what I mean. So we know how the Champions League works. Yes, remember it started a new format last season where there are 36 teams and the first 8 in the league go straight into the round of 16, and from 9 to 24 they battle it out for the remaining 8 positions. Yeah, so remember what happened last season. Liverpool finished first in the league, but PSG, they were well down the bottom, like the 22nd or the 21st, something like that, but they still won the Champions League. They went through that playoff, beat the people in the playoff, beat this round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then beat Inter Milan in the finals. So it's always an interesting time. Everyone has 8 games to play, 4 home games and 4 away games. So who do you think is going to win the Champions League, or who do you think is going to go the farthest? Well, I'll tell you what we've put down, and you can leave yours in the comment section. Yeah, all right, let's go straight into it, and I will start with my main man, Tammy Zach. Shout out to Tammy Zach as well. He's always the guy behind the scenes, you know, doing all my thumbnails and all that. So a big shout out to Tammy, a big shout out to Chris, who does the predictions on the group, and of course a big shout out to all the Grand Football panel. So thank you guys for all that you do to make this every time a wonderful time we spend together. Yep. So Tammy Zach, let us see what he has predicted for the Champions League. Who are the 3 teams that he thinks will go the farthest? And no surprises, he has gone for PSG. PSG are the current holders of the Champions League, so it only makes sense that they are there, you know. And he's also gone for the 15-time champions, Real Madrid. Of course, you'll be silly to just forget about Real Madrid, because they always turn up when it comes to the Champions League. When it comes to the Champions League, they're always there or thereabouts. So you'll be stupid not to acknowledge them. Yeah, so he's gone for PSG, Real Madrid, and the 3rd team he has gone for is, surprisingly, Arsenal. He's gone for Arsenal as his 3rd team that he thinks would go the farthest in the Champions League. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. So let's do a recap for Tammy Zach. He's gone for PSG, Real Madrid, and Arsenal. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next person. Remember, I've got my list here, so I'm just gonna go through who is next on our list. Okay, the next person we have is King T. King T. And King T has gone for Real Madrid. Well, 15-time champions, you can't ignore them. You'll probably hear a lot of Real Madrid being mentioned in this show today. And he's also gone for Liverpool. Liverpool, they want to make amends from last season where they finished top of that table but went out right in the next round. So I'm sure they'll be hurting from that, and they want to make sure they go past that stage this time around. I don't think they'll finish top this time in the normal league, because last time we think we finished top and yet we didn't go through. So maybe we'll stay. Just make sure we have top 8 so we can get a decent. They'll probably try to dodge being first, and they'll still get a very hard team. You never know. You never know with this new format. So yeah. He's gone for Chelsea as his third team, but there are no surprises there. He's a Chelsea fan, so I wasn't expecting less. And obviously they are Club World champions, so they would have some kind of confidence going into the Champions League as well, that they can do what every other team can do in the Champions League, as long as they've got all the players fit and all that. Okay, let's do a quick recap for King T. It is Real Madrid, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Yep. Okay. We move on to the next panel. And it is OK Chuku. OK has gone for Barcelona. They did really well last time round. They were only stopped by Inter Milan in the semi-finals, and everyone thought they would get past Inter Milan. And I reckon it would have been a better final if Barcelona was playing PSG in that final. I reckon it would have been an end-to-end stuff, but it ended up being almost one-sided when PSG played Inter Milan. But we'll see how that one goes for this season. So he's gone for Barcelona. And he's also gone for Liverpool. And his final team is the current holders, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, so let's do a recap for OK. He's gone for Barcelona, Liverpool, and PSG. Yeah, okay. So let's look at the next set of teams, and this time we're looking at Osita has gone for Barcelona. Yeah, no surprises there. They were semi-finalists in the last round, so you probably not be surprised that their names being mentioned a lot in this content. And the next team is Real Madrid. You can't ignore them. You cannot ignore them. And then obviously he's a Chelsea fan. He's gone for Chelsea as his third team. So let's do a quick recap for Osita. He's gone for Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Chelsea. Yeah? Okay. So let's move on. The next person, Yema has gone for the current holders, PSG. And his second team is Real Madrid. Yeah. And his third team is Liverpool. So no one's actually mentioned anyone else that we haven't heard in the past 2 or 3 people now. Yeah. So let's do a quick recap for Yema. He's gone for PSG, Real Madrid, and Liverpool. Yep. Okay. Then we're moving on. Michael is an Arsenal fan, and he has gone for Arsenal to win. And his second team is Barcelona. And his third team is Inter Milan. Well, he's the first person who isn't back in Real Madrid, Chelsea, Arsenal, Barcelona. He's gone for Inter Milan as his third team. Yeah. So let's do a quick recap for Michael. And his teams are Arsenal, Barcelona, and Inter Milan. Yeah. Okay. We're moving on. Kiki, the Man City fan. Kiki has gone for PSG. And then Liverpool as the second team. And Barcelona as the third team. They haven't picked Man City, surprisingly, but maybe they've seen something that we haven't seen. Yeah, so let's do a quick recap for Kiki. And it is PSG, Liverpool, and Barcelona. PSG, Liverpool, and Barcelona. We're moving on, and we have Dion. Dion has gone for PSG. They've gone for Barcelona. And the third team is Inter Milan. Yeah. They've gone for PSG, Barcelona, and Inter Milan. Another person picking Inter Milan amongst the teams that they think will do well. Inter Milan, I must say, they haven't started well in their league, but it's still early days, and we can't judge by that. Remember what happened to PSG last season. They went great at the start of the season, but they picked up, and as soon as they picked up, they never looked back. So you never know with this Inter team. You can't write them off as well. So let's do a quick recap for Dion. It is PSG, Barcelona, and Inter Milan. Yeah. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving to Finn. Finn, as we know, is an Arsenal fan. He's gone for Arsenal. He's also gone for PSG. And his third team is Liverpool. Yeah. So we'll do a quick recap for Finn. And it is Arsenal, PSG, Liverpool. Arsenal, PSG, Liverpool. We're moving on. Temitayo. Temitayo is also an Arsenal fan. He's gone for PSG, Barcelona, and Arsenal. Well, he's an Arsenal fan, like I said, so I'm not surprised Arsenal's there. And he's picked the three teams you would expect, for him could do well. Yeah, so let's do a quick recap. For Temitayo, it is PSG, Barcelona, and Arsenal. Yeah. So let's move on. David, the Inter Milan fan. Well, slash Man City. And guess what, guys? He hasn't picked any of them. He's gone for Liverpool, PSG, and Barcelona. Yeah. He's probably looked at his team for this season and thought, they're good, but I don't think they'll do that well, like they've done in the last couple of seasons. So maybe he might have a point. We never know. Come the end of the season, we'll see where they are in their league, as well as how far they go in the Champions League. Yeah, let's do a quick recap for David. And it is Liverpool, PSG, and Barcelona. Yeah. Okay. We have Chris, who's an Arsenal fan as well. He has gone for Arsenal, Liverpool, and PSG. Yeah. So, Chris, let's do a recap for Chris. Arsenal, Liverpool, PSG. And Anoluakpo. He has gone for, he's a Chelsea fan, but he hasn't picked Chelsea amongst his three. Surprise, surprise. He's gone for Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. Yeah. And the first person, I think, picking Bayern Munich amongst those they think would go the farthest. Interesting. They've started well this season, so it's a good shout. If they carry on like they're doing now, they might go far when it comes to the Champions League. So we'll see how that one goes. Yeah. So let's do a recap for Anu. It is Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. Yeah. And my predictions, what I've picked for this season's Champions League is Arsenal. You know I was going to get them in there. You know. Liverpool. I think they'll do better than last season. And Barcelona, just for the mere fact of how well they normally play and because of how they went out last season. That's why I think they'll probably be one of the teams to go the farthest in the Champions League and probably go ahead and win it. So a recap for myself is Arsenal, Liverpool, and Barcelona. What are your own predictions? Who are the three teams you think would go the farthest? Who do you think will win the Champions League this season? Is it Arsenal? Is it Liverpool? Is it Barcelona? Is it Real Madrid? Is it Bayern? Is it Inter Milan? Is it Chelsea? Is it PSG? Let us know. Yeah, let us know. All right, guys, thank you for joining us, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Don't check this.